So this is the Ravensburger Colors on Colors. To make things extra fun, it has pictures of puzzle pieces on it and different puzzle images. So as you may have seen from the really quick shot at the beginning of the cover, this is very much a gradient puzzle. And so there are very, very clear gradient sections. This was actually a puzzle I did for a teams competition, and it was fantastic for teams because it was so easy to sort out the pieces into their different color components and then split them up and do them. The challenge for me is doing it by myself. I actually had trouble spreading out the pieces and sorting them. I hate sorting. I really hate sorting. And so what you're seeing now is me not sorting and instead trying to grab one color. So I'm trying to grab this darker purple and build it. The thing is a lot of the colors are actually pretty thin, the strips. And so, again, worked super well in teams, is working less well for me doing it by myself. So here I sort of gather up in my hand all the pieces of a color that I can find and then try to build them together. Unfortunately, what's also happening is I'm getting distracted and doing little bits of other things rather than being focused on building the section that I started with. The other tactical challenge I'm having is that my puzzle table works for 1,000 pieces, but it doesn't super well work. So So you can see now I've started to actually get that dark purple that I started with. I've started to actually get some of that put together, and I'm building out the border more and more. So I'm kind of bouncing. In retrospect, I should have started with like the yellow in the middle. One of the challenges with starting with one edge is that the left and right hand edge actually look similar. They're both a similar enough shade of purple that I didn't always distinguish them right away. And I think that instead, starting with the bright patch in the middle would have been a better strategy, especially for me. I think also this would be a perfect puzzle to do if, especially you were a pair or a team with someone who loved sorting and someone who loved building. So I'm now just sort of building some chunks. I'm filling out the purples on the edge. I'm trying to do some reds in the middle. Just trying to get a little bit of a better overview of what I'm working with too. So I'm being a little bit more disciplined now and sticking to the blues and the greens and trying to build them versus jumping all around. So yeah, just filling in here, one of the things was that because I'm doing this a little slipshod and not really focusing on one area, you can see that I've got some just random chunks of stuff in the middle that are built, but because they're not connected, it's not actually helping me see the puzzle very well. So now we've almost got that right-hand third done. Starting over in some different light. You can see now actually there's much more glare on the left-hand side from the sun coming in that window. I'm now focusing on this red. What I'm actually doing a little bit here is kind of building these intermediate chunks. So rather than building the next gradient over, I'm building two over. And the reason for that was that those chunks were sometimes ones I had trouble seeing. And so by building, sort of skipped one over, I kind of outlined that next chunk, and it was a little bit easier to find the pieces and sort. So now it's moving much faster, that I've just got more pieces off the table, into the puzzle. Usually for me, 1,000 pieces speed up dramatically towards the end. So here we are. Oh, we got some glare. I have a new cup of tea. You can tell I'm not doing this very seriously for time in that my teacup has been refilled. So now I've just got this sort of greenish yellow and this orange section left. Um, I haven't shape sorted. I think that in retrospect, it would have been better to probably color sort and shape sort at this point. But yeah, here we are, just finding the last few pieces and just sort of pulling them into the puzzle and placing them. There we go.